Hi YouTube, this is JTrain997 and I'm back this time with my review of the G.I. Joe Pursuit of Cobra, Recondo, the Jungle Combat Specialist. Now, I've really been looking forward to Recondo. Not only does he look like an awesome looking figure, he comes with a lot of great accessories here in the packaging. Of course, as you can see here, he comes with two of his little tomahawks, hatchets. Of course, he's got a very strange little mask up there. His rifle, you can see his base behind him. Very interesting looking backpack with two panels on it. And two sets of these little bear trap looking things. They look really interesting. Can't wait to see how those work out. Oh, and he's also got a gun over here by his side. Kind of hard to see. But a great looking figure. Go on the back here, you can see he's from the jungle environment. Up here you've got your little spiel about G.I. Joe, and his file card says, Recondo is the G.I. Joe team's expert in jungle combat and survival. He goes into the jungle ahead of the team to scout for Cobra forces. He uses a solar-powered wilderness survival pack with a Claw JS multi-snare trap to capture Cobra troopers and discover what they are hiding in the rainforest. So, I guess these panels are supposed to be solar panels. But that being said, this guy looks fantastic in packaging. Let's pull this bad boy out. And here we have Recondo out of packaging. Now let me say up front, this figure is amazing. As you can see here, every single bit of his gear is currently attached to the figure in some way. Now let's try to do a very careful 360 here because sometimes the gear will fall off. Main problem being with these two survival axes that are down here clipped on his side, especially that one, it seems like it going right where the vest plugs in, it just doesn't seem to want to connect well. As you can see here, he actually has a cord running from his backpack over here to one of his traps. And it's actually going to his backpack here. So you can see there's a red button back here, and you press this, and the trap snaps up. Now, of course, the trap does have some articulation and a foot peg where it can close. We'll get a look at that in a little bit and put an actual figure in there and see if the trap will actually close when you hit the button on the backpack. But I mean, just an incredible amount of detail on Recondo. You can see he's got his hat and his mask on. He's got his solar panels. He's got both his guns in his hand. Once again, both of his survival axes, hatchets, tomahawks, what have you, by his back. Of course, going on, he's got one of his traps over here on his backpack, and he's got the other one connected to the cord. I mean, you don't get better detail than this. His hat is removable as well as his mask. I'm not 100% sure what this mask is supposed to be. Who knows? So let's pull his rifle out of his hand. Of course, some very nice detail. He's got it all wrapped up. His other gun. He's a little bit back heavy with the immense backpack and all this gear, but that's a small price to pay. Let's actually pull the backpack off. As you can see here, you can do this with either trap. There's just a little prong out here, and you slide this little black cuff over it. Pull Recondo off his base, the standard base. Of course, I don't know if his axes are going to stay or not. They are a little, once again, that's probably the most irritating thing about this figure is how often the axes fall off, but just a great looking guy. As far as his articulation, his head does a full 360, up and down. His arms go out, do a 360, bend at the elbow, spin. And on this wrist, they're a little bit hindered just by the way that jacket's kind of coming up and covering it. On this side, it's free and it can move whichever way you please. He's also got some darts over here on this sleeve. Once you get some very nice detail. Of course, legs go forward, back, out, double joint at the knee, and have an ankle joint. So, an incredible looking figure. It's actually, we'll use Recondo to demonstrate his own traps, but it'll work just as well for any Cobra jungle vipers you have. Of course, you can see you simply peg him in, and then you close the trap up around it like the character stepped into a bear trap. I actually want to see if the backpack will, the figure being in the trap and the backpack cord is snap, makes a difference. So, flipping this over, pegging him in. See if we can get him to stand. He's a little off balance for obvious reasons. It doesn't really snap closed, but still an awesome looking little attachment. So overall, give me 1 second to get all Recondo's gear back on him. And here we have Recondo once again with all his gear on him, with the exception of the mask. Probably leave the mask off of him for display. Oh, if I didn't mention, these little solar panels on the back here do have a very minor bit of articulation. So overall, the G.I. Joe Pursuit of Cobra line once again is running you around $7 in stores. This figure is a must-own for any G.I. Joe fan. I don't care if you've been ignoring the Pursuit of Cobra line or what. This guy is amazing. All his gear, his backpack, his traps, his guns, even his creepy little mask makes this guy a must-have. The only flaw I have at all with this guy is that sometimes he gets a little back-heavy and sometimes his gear wants to fall off, which really is excusable with the amount of gear he's got on him. But superb detail, superb accessories, a great figure overall, a must-own in my book, and this is JTrain997 saying I'll see you soon, YouTube.